80% of Americans took a vaccine. 20% didn't. 20% did not take a vaccine. The vaccine was never safe enough for me to take. Messenger RNA, devised by Pfizer and Moderna, has been chemically modified to be unassailable to enzymes in the body to be broken down. The messenger RNA is found in the human heart of people who die after the vaccine. It's found in the brain. The spike protein is found everywhere in the body. 3 studies now show the spike protein is circulating in the blood for 6 to 9 months after people take the shot. This part of the virus, the lethal part of the virus in the vaccinated, it's circulating in the blood. And then they take a booster, they get more circulating in the blood. It is a killer protein. It cannot be safe. It was not safe by design. Safety trumps efficacy. We cannot tolerate false drug claims. And we saw a poster behind Senator Blumenthal making a false drug claim that vaccines saved millions of lives, specifically the COVID vaccine. Well, let's take a look at that. When someone signs consent for a vaccine, Senator Blumenthal, does the consent form say it's going to save their lives? Of course it doesn't. It's not on the FAQ. There's never been a prospective, randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trial ever showing that COVID-19 vaccines reduce mortality or hospitalization. There's not even a valid non-randomized study. Thankfully, COVID mortality went down for 3 reasons. Because we all got the infection, vaccinated and unvaccinated, so we developed population natural immunity. We developed early treatment. Credit to Operation Warp Speed. We used all the Operation Warp Speed tools, additional drugs. We treated patients with multi-drug protocols at home so they don't go to the ER. So Governor Green never saw the patients we treated because they were successfully treated at home. And the third reason is that the virus mutated to a much milder form. Those things happen concurrently with rollout of the vaccine. The vaccine cannot be falsely credited with saving millions of lives. We can't allow false drug advertising to be put up on a poster behind one of our public servants. We cannot accept that.
So let me quick. And I will have a lot more questions. So the point I want to make is I think an awful lot of folks are saying that there was not informed consent. I would argue they violated the inviolable principle of informed consent with this COVID injection. I just think that's indisputable. I'll start with you, Dr. McCullough. Do you want to weigh in on that?
I've presented at the FDA advisory meetings. I've advised companies for decades on this, so I know the regulatory science very well. When a product definitely results in death, and there are thousands of peer-reviewed papers on this, Governor, the COVID vaccines in some people sadly result in death. Some on the very first day they take the shot. That must be a black box warning on the product immediately. I just checked the package inserts for the currently available products, the ones that Senator Blumenthal wants to pursue. Sounds like Governor wants to still pursue these. Our FDA still wants them to be administered. They still don't have the word death in the package insert. As of today, they don't. And so Americans are not fairly informed.
Do you have any doubt in your mind that the COVID injection caused some deaths? I mean, what do you think of the, 38,607 right now listed on VAERS? What do you think the real number is? And do you have any science to back up your opinion?
The best data are autopsies. So in the largest autopsy series published to date, I know because I'm the senior author, of all the deaths we examined, and we re-reviewed them. We had an adjudication committee. We had ways of arbitration deciding on did the vaccine cause death. The answer is, of these cases that came in for autopsy after vaccination, 73.9% of individuals, it was determined that the vaccine was the cause of death. First author is Holscher and colleagues. He's sitting right behind me.
And again, by FDA's own laws, that should be included on that. Dr. McCullough.
All right. So shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off first and foremost by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Chachadash. Double honors to our elders and the apostles, the great millstone, who rule and teach well. Peace, love, and salutations and blessings to those who do this work in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Nathaniel from the GMS Camp Atlanta, coming back at you through the Spirit with another lesson, and I pray and hope this lesson is edifying. Now, the video that you just saw was I believe it was a senator, a governor, a doctor talking to a governor, in a Senate meeting, in a Senate hearing, and they were speaking of the jab, the COVID jab that we so animately warned you all about. Now, through their own confessions, they're telling you that this thing caused death. Okay? He gave the numbers. He said 73.9% or something like that of deaths that came in, were caused by the vaccine. So you have the numbers, okay, that this thing is a killer. Now, I just wanted to bring this up real quick. So I have here, this is my WhatsApp. All right. This is my WhatsApp right here. And this is that video right here. Now, when you click on this video, it comes up, it says your video currently unavailable. Now, when I came across this video this morning, right, I was looking at the video and I saved it and I sent it to myself like I normally do, and it didn't save. Okay, so then I tried to log in to my TikTok account via the my computer, and it said the current video is unavailable. So then I went back on my phone and I tried to look it up, and it said current video was unavailable. And how I got it was, fortunately, the Lord wanted this message to go out. Fortunately, I was able to get a screen recording of the video on my phone, and then I uploaded that screen recording to my WhatsApp. Okay, but as you can see, they did not want this video on the internet because this is very damning information. Okay, very damning information. So this isn't going to be, I just wanted to do a quick hit, right? So we're going to go to Ecclesiasticus 12:10. It says, "Never trust thine enemy. Never trust thine enemy." See, the first and foremost, most of y'all jakes out there, and even you so-called white people out there, because a lot of y'all don't even realize that your own kind is the enemy against your own kind. And you jakes out there don't realize that the so-called white man is your enemy. Okay? And he has shown you through his fruits. Okay? The fruit is the result of a specific labor that you've done. Okay? You should know a tree by its fruit. All right? The actions, the type of actions this person commits, right? What does it ended up resulting in? Okay? Let's just look that up real quick. All right. The phrase "you will know them by their fruit" means a person's true character, inner beliefs, or intentions are shown by their actual behavior, actions, and the real results of their life rather than just what they say. Okay? So, again, you know a tree by its fruits, by the result of their actions. Okay? As I said. All right? So, these are the fruits, the fruits of the enemy, and the enemy has had fruit for centuries. For centuries, our enemies have shown you that they are the enemies, not just enemies of you. Jake is the biggest enemy, of course, but they're enemies of life. Okay, of life itself. All right, destroying everything that the Heavenly Father and His Son, through His Son, that He has created. All right, so they're enemies of life. So the scripture says, "Never trust thine enemy." This is so important. We can make a whole lesson just off of this phrase right here. Okay? Because out of all the evil this man has done, Out of all of the wickedness he's done, you people still trust this nigga. You still trust his words. You still trust him. Okay? As Elder Malcolm he says in his lessons all the time. I forgot where he's quoting it from, but he says, "Hey, how do you know that the Edomite, that the so-called white man is lying? His mouth is moving. That's it. You know, his mouth is moving. These people, you cannot trust them. Okay." Oh my. Slocky, give me 1 second, I can. Slocky, give me 1 second. All right, Slocky. All right, so as it says, never trust thine enemy, for as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed of him. We're here to help you. This vax will help you. You know, you're disproportionately affected by the COVID. You know, y'all demographic, y'all should take it more than these people because you guys are disproportionately affected. You see? We want to help you. Though he humble himself and go crouching, like, I'm here to help you. No, don't trust him because there's 7 abominations in his heart. It says, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. All right. Now, if you know anything about rust and looking glasses, you know, they always get dirty again. No matter how much you clean them, the rust always comes back and the looking glass always gets foggy again. All right. Which means that no matter how much you try to make this man righteous, he's going to return back to his wickedness because why? He's programmed to be that way. All right. And we have for so long stressed to you Jakes not to trust this evil ass, wicked ass being, this man that he's the man of death. Okay, not to trust this nigga, not to trust him, not to trust his pseudoscience. Okay. um and it says, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not all been together wiped away. All right. You cannot fix this man. All right. These people are physicians of no value. As a matter of fact, let's pull that up real quick. Let's go to the book of Job, chapter 13, verse 4. Oh, it was chapter 13, my bad. This is Job chapter 13. It says, but you are forgers of lies. This whole COVID, because, you know, I remember when COVID came out, I was doing videos and I was at work and I was telling everybody, hey, here's a medical book that I got. The coronavirus is the common cold. And there's different variations of the cold, but it's the same common cold, right? We were showing the back of Lysol bottles, showing that the Lysol kills coronavirus. We were showing you movies where they were talking about years prior. I remember it was this show that came out years prior. It was I know it was an Asian show. I can't remember exactly uh, if it was Chinese or if it was Japanese. I can't remember exactly, but there was a show that came out. And it was on Netflix, and there was a one particular show where they were talking about the COVID virus. It was on Grey's Anatomy where they were talking about the virus. Okay, And I believe that the Asian show, they actually mentioned it by name. They called it the coronavirus. Okay, so these people have been putting this propaganda, the forgery. They have forged the lie. Okay, they have forged the lie. All right, and y'all stupid ass people fell for a hook, line, and sinker because you don't stand for anything. You don't have any moral compass. You don't stand for nothing. You don't stand for the Lord, who gave us the foresight, the eye salve to see this. All right, and then you don't stand for nothing carnally, which means that you'll fall for anything. Okay. So it says, but ye are forgers of lies. Again, just off of this one precept right here, you can make a whole lesson. It's problem, reaction, solution. These people create a scenario, right? The people react to it, and then they come with the pre-prescribed solution. They already had what they wanted to do already pulled up. They already had that pulled up. They already knew. They had the program designed. Okay, they already had that, right? But they needed to get the people to move in a certain direction so that they can provide them with the solution. All right. So they're forgers of lies. This is why you're not supposed to trust them. See how everything ties in? You don't trust the people that are forgers of lies. And then in the end, ye are physicians of no value. Okay? Prescribing medications that kill you. He said in one part of that interview, he said the protein that will kill you is the one that's floating around in your blood. That's the part of the virus that's floating around in your blood, is the dangerous part. Okay? So they are physicians of no value, forgers of lies. Okay? And as we've been telling you not to trust this man, not to trust nothing that he does, because this man is the fucking devil, okay, that the Bible speaks of, the deceiver, the wicked one. That is who he is, okay? And he cannot help but to be that. His soul, which is lifted up, Habakkuk, the 4th chapter, his soul, which is lifted up, the 2nd chapter, the 4th verse, Salakia. His soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him. Okay? He does not have an upright soul. You get what I'm saying? He's a forger of lies. A physician of no value. All right? So we're going to get one more and close out on this. We're going to go to Psalm 55. Psalm 55 and 20. It says, he had put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him. He has broken his covenant. This man attacked his own people with this jab. His own people that are on his side. His own people that believe in his white supremacy. His own people that believe in his system. He attacked them with the jab. And then he attacked everybody else who believes in him too. Because if y'all didn't believe in him, y'all wouldn't have got the jab. If y'all was like we were and didn't believe in this devil and didn't believe in his system and looked at this man as everything that he does is a lie, you would have instantly said, fuck that jab. I'd rather die than take that shit. You see what I'm saying? But you people who align with this system, okay, who has a covenant with this system, have the covenant with this man, you ran to it. Okay? You ran to the shit. And now most of you are going to die because of it. Okay? So this man put forth his hand against you. All right? You was just going to work every day, paying your taxes, going to the grocery store, living your life. You ain't did shit to them. But these men are plotting against you to take you out, to kill your children. Okay? So he is at war with Jake, and he's at war with his own kind and everybody else because he's contrary to life. All right? This is what the whole Georgia Guidestones was all about. To keep humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. You remember that? Or did y'all forget that shit? You think he was playing when he said that he wanted to wipe out 1 billion people? This man was not playing. Okay? He put forth, Psalms 55 and 20, he put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He has broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. This jab was a sword that he drawn out. But what he did was he created a scenario to where you would come to him to get it. And you did go to him to get it. Okay? They admit now that this thing was deadly. Okay? They admit it. What are you going to do? They've already signed, Fauci's been pardoned. So even if he gets convicted of anything, nothing's going to happen. How you going to get pre-pardoned before you even get a crime? Then you plead the fifth on every damn thing. When they said you cannot stand on your privilege when you've been pardoned, you got to tell the truth. Well, I plead the fifth. I said fifth. Okay? Which is a violation of his pardon. Okay? You see what I'm saying? So this man, he came to you. Oh, I'm here to help. We want to protect you from this jab, from this virus. Here, take this jab. It's going to help you, right? Crouching, giving you smooth words, but then he whip out a sword on that ass, okay? But he whip out a sword on you, and he jab you up. And now a lot of you all are going to die. And you know what? Hey, that's what you get because you have been warned. We warned you, we warned you, we warned you. We warned you, and now they're telling you what this thing is. We warned you, and now they're telling you that we were right. All right? So with that, I pray this is an edifying lesson. I'm going to end it off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakar Kodash. Until the next time, I say Shalom. Y'all better start listening. Shalom.